and then I'll make sure it's working. Go to Xbox Party, and where it says screen whatever, include your
All
audio.
right.
All right,
Yeah. I clicked it.
make sure it's working.
With your audio and broadcast. There we go.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Oh, it feels weird. I don't know. All right. Hi, hello. I'm Ghosty. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm with a good friend of mine that I highly respect. A little discouraged.
What's good, everybody? Yeah, what's good? What's good?
Today we'll be talking about.
Pause. Whoa. No,
Today we'll be talking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and he joined me for a spoiler talk. Not sure how long this is going to be, so I might not even edit it. I might just export it from Twitch, is where I'm streaming it. So we'll see how it is when it ends. But here we are for spoiler talk. So here's your warning: spoilers ahead. And yes, we have Fortnite as a backdrop because this is the only thing I had Doctor Strange in. That's not even Doctor Strange. Where's he at? It's all the way down here. Here we go. There he is. Cumberbatch himself. All right. Well, yeah. Like I said, this is a backdrop since I don't know if I'm editing it or not. But regardless, welcome to the spoiler talk. Again, spoilers ahead.
Yo,
Give you like 5 seconds.
think about that though, man. Like this dude name
All right,
is
that's fine.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Like his name.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
His name is a food. Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's got a lot of the people in the MCU for some reason have interesting names.
Dude, I don't understand how so many of our American superheroes are British. Now, granted, Andrew.
Oh yeah, the actors.
He's
Every
British,
one of them is
but, like,
British.
Yeah, but like he's cool. Also, like Wolverine, he's British also.
Tom Holland's too.
Yeah, Tom Holland's British.
Pattinson,
Andrew,
the Batman, he's British.
Yeah, Pattinson. Yeah, dude, like I didn't even know that.
Dude, the British actors can just do great.
I know.
They can just do great American accents. All right, well, all right, let's start.
Well,
Doctor Strange.
yeah, I had a couple. I have a list of points to kind of go through. So I mean,
All right, bet. All right, you prepared for
of
this.
course, yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah. So I mean,
bet.
I guess we can start out with by saying, first of all, um, how do I start this? So I'm not a fan of Kevin Feige. I really don't like that guy. And when I went to go see the movie, and instead of going into it with the like the mindset of like coming to like critique it, see if state of source material whatever like that. Like I just went into it wanting to watch a good movie, and I can honestly say that Doctor Strange 2 was a good movie. Like in terms of visuals, the fight scenes were okay. If you're going there for like a good story, that's actually the first point I want to make is that the plot. So for starters, because this is spoilers, Wanda is the main antagonist of the film.
Mhm.
And when she kind of comes in, she's like picking apples or something. I don't know. She's in some kind of field. Coming straight out of WandaVision, she has the power of the Darkhold, and her whole thing is that she wants to be a mom to non-existent children. She in the movie that they don't have in all these multiversal things. There is no dad. It's just her and her kids. There's no
Yeah,
Vision. There's no dad.
I'm
I
surprised to
know
be honest.
it made,
I thought Vision was gonna make an appearance. He'd not show up at all.
but none of them had a dad. It was just Wanda and her two kids and all these
Yeah, it was always just Wanda.
multiverses. And also,
Actually, now that I think about it,
yeah,
you think Vision's contract had ended? The actor?
you know,
You think he wouldn't have been able to show up?
this whole movie is just kind of weird because the movie starts off with an action sequence of them in that thing between space and time,
Yeah,
whatever it
like
is called.
between universes, whatever, with the book
Yeah, yeah,
or the Bible, like yeah, like the magic book, whatever, and then that creature chasing them.
yeah. That weird creature
I didn't like that.
from the trailer who apparently was sent by Scarlet Witch, which again makes no sense, but they
Yeah,
just threw it in there. So
Off the bat, no explanation
yeah,
whatsoever.
and also
No
like
lead up to that like chase scene or whatever.
Scarlet in this movie was just insanely overpowered. Yo, there was a lot of death in this movie as
Oh,
well.
oh yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get to that.
we'll get to that.
I'm sure we'll spend a good amount of time on Illuminati and all that
Yeah, the
stuff.
Illuminati was definitely something to I have that for like the number three. But strictly saying on the plot though, the plot of this movie. So when the movie starts off, is some version of Doctor Strange and American Chavez. Now completely thought that with this character, because of her, I thought that character was gonna simply be for to emphasize the whole thing now with Hollywood and their thing trying to emphasize lesbian stuff like that because American Chavez comes from a world females only, and she has two moms.
Yeah, it was. She had two moms.
Plus,
Yeah.
she's Latina and all that. I thought she was gonna be used just for that, but honestly, her character wasn't that bad
Me
to
and my
me.
girlfriend thought the same thing. We were like, going out of the theater, driving home or whatever, and we're talking about the movie. You know, we're trying to process what happened and all the blood and shit that was spread.
Right?
And like, I even said it in the non-spoiler review. Like, I enjoyed the movie. I think it was good
Yeah.
and all, but I don't think we really needed her as a
Yeah.
character.
No.
Like, they made her work, and I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but they could have done it without her.
She was absolutely
They could have done the same
useless though.
thing.
Like she was just there. Like she didn't like they never talked about her where she comes from. There was only like a brief moment when they go to the first world. There was a time where there's this platform that they stand on, and you see this memory of how she kind of got to whatever universe, but you don't really learn about her. She's not the main focus. The main focus in this movie, like I said before,
I
is Wanda.
honestly, yeah, it's Wanda.
Yeah, it's Wanda.
Yeah.
Wanda's the main
I
focus.
said the same thing. Doctor Strange is kind of sidelined.
Yeah,
Like
Doctor
I enjoyed
Strange.
it for the most part, but you know
Yeah,
every movie has its issues or whatever. But he was sidelined. I'm glad they added Christine or whatever, and they tried to make this like emotional weight with him and you know his relationships and whatnot. But they still kind of sidelined him. Like Wanda got a lot of attention in this movie, which it wasn't really a problem. But
dude, like
I don't know, Strange was just sidelined a
I
little bit.
thought they were teasing because there was a scene when she was in the hall or whatever like that. She was like, "This is not a dream. This is a nightmare." I'm thinking, okay, cool. Doctor Strange just the character Nightmare would be the main villain because when
Dude, I thought the same
yeah,
thing.
I'm thinking that we're about to see okay Nightmare. That was like that would have been a nice innuendo, but
In the
because
trailers,
yeah,
I thought it was a nightmare too. In the movie, it's like the dead Strange that he resurrected. By the
yeah.
how do you feel about that? Do you feel that was underwhelming? That last part, like how they defeated her,
They definitely pulled that out of their sphincter, but
out of their fat scrotum. He's dying.
Yeah,
He's joking.
yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was very. I think that it was a nice use of the character, or rather, like that whole scene, because I like how he's like doing it, and then he gets the all the what is it called the beers are coming out. Oh, by the way, there was this part in the movie where like because like I said, Scarlet Witch was pretty overpowered in this movie. All the female characters in this movie were just overpowered. There was a scene, not to move on from the plot part, but there was a scene
Very
where
good.
um, Scarlet Witch was fighting Captain Carter, right? And for some
I
reason,
was about to say that. You
uh,
said the women are overpowered.
yeah, yeah,
She lasted
yeah.
longer than every other member of the
Yeah,
Illuminati somehow.
she lasted the longest, and also who else fought? What's that girl's name? The Doctor Strange's
Captain Marvel?
love interest.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kristen?
she
I
fought
remember her
those
name was.
spirits with that
Christine.
that candle thing,
Oh yeah, she did. She was fighting off her own too. Yeah.
and she
And she
won.
actually held on.
She
Yeah.
survived, and she won, which made no
I
sense at
don't
all.
think she had any
She
scratches
had no
in the end
scratches,
either.
no bruises. She just won the
I
fight
didn't
because
even
the
think about
plot
that.
needed her to. Um,
Yeah, I think we see the eye to eye on the plot thing though. The movie was enjoyable. I think it was good, better than decent, but it wasn't
yeah,
great. It wasn't too fantastical as they were trying to make it out to be. But I think it was still a good movie, solid MCU film.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't know. I think the plot is a little weak, and they could have just branched it out more. I said the same thing before. It just should have been longer. They should have branched out every aspect of it. The plot could have been more in depth. They could have explored Chavez's character more, and get more deeper into Doctor Strange and his character and whatnot. Since they did sideline him a bit,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
Now, moving on to the visuals of this film. They were really dope. I mean, obviously, it's Doctor Strange film. It's something that we should have expected, but I wasn't expecting the visuals that we got. Starting off again with the movie, in the first like 10 minutes, they're in like this realm, this world where they're fighting this thing. It doesn't have a name, whatever like that. They're fighting this thing, and all the visuals are like really nice and beautiful. Where like,
This thing.
yeah, because like I mean, I don't like they didn't.
I don't know what to call
Yeah,
it either.
this worm,
This
this
is like
weird slime.
toilet paper monster,
Yeah,
whatever. Following
it
them.
was just weird. But overall, I mean, it looked pretty cool. It was all weird and gangly, and it was kind of overpowered as well. Whatever. It bested Doctor Strange. He was like, "Oh, I'm all out of power."
Everything in this movie was overpowered,
Yeah,
besides what should have been overpowered, which was the Illuminati. You would think.
yeah, and the thing is, right? It's like with something like, see, Scarlet Witch had no limit to her power. Doctor Strange had all kinds of things that like, he just couldn't do. You know what I mean? Like it was hard for him to even get hold of the Darkhold when it actually mattered. And for some reason,
Yeah.
Wanda was first of all the Darkhold got stabbed, and then it was done, and then Wanda's magic burnt the book of how did they say it? Book of
I
Ashanti.
don't know, Shifanti or Ashanti, yeah, something like that. I think you got it right
Yeah,
actually. You might be
the
like right on the money.
the she burned the thing of Ashanti with one blast, and I feel like that these books. Well, first of all, there's only one book of Ashanti in all of existence, but there was a Darkhold in every other universe. It made no sense. And then towards the end, she destroyed all of them somehow because she just can do that. But the visuals,
Yeah, actually, thinking about it, yeah, I would think the Darkhold is on the same level as like the Ashanti book thing. You would think there's only one of them. Now that I think about it, I don't know, but she somehow destroyed every one of them in every universe
every
possible
universe,
and got rid
yeah.
of it.
The visuals once
I don't
again.
know, but oh yeah,
Um,
whew.
so for starters, when they're going through the multiverses, they went to like 19 in like 2 seconds. There was a lot going on.
Bro, they went through a beehive, the
Yeah,
paint
the paint
splatter
splatter
kind
world,
of thing,
the underwater.
cartoonish one.
Yeah.
Yeah, underwater too.
Um,
That was a pretty cool part.
there was just a lot going on all at once,
Yeah,
and like
there's a
it
lot
was
going
hard
on.
for the eye to
The whole movie.
follow.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And then they made a joke about how most universes don't have to pay for food. That doesn't make any sense because
Got pizza balls.
yeah,
What the
pizza
hell?
balls, and then the dude
Bro,
kept
wait.
punching himself in the face.
Speaking of that dude that kept punching himself. I'm not gonna get off topic. We'll go back to the
Yeah,
visuals. But I just want to say, I stayed after the post-credit scene.
right.
Right, we see him with the eyeball, whatever, and the lady, which we'll get into later
Yeah,
on.
who the heck was
But then
that?
I sat there for a good like 20 minutes, having to take the fattest shit of my life,
Oh
and
yeah,
just for it to be
yeah,
this old guy saying it's
yeah. It's
over.
over. Yeah,
What the hell did like what?
yeah. That
All right. I don't know, I was I was pissed. I had to take the fattest shit in this movie theater bathroom that I didn't even want to after waiting all that time. I could just went home.
right.
I was aggravated.
Uh,
I don't know, the
One
visuals. You can go
thing
on.
I didn't like about the visuals. So if you guys gonna watch the movie, right? You see like Doctor Strange. Oh, I was glad that they showed because some people forget that the Doctor Strange does have hands. You know what I mean? Like he went before he learned how to use before he learned how to use all the spells and the magic, he learned how to use his hands. You know what I mean? And like hand-to-hand combat, and it was nice that we got to see that fight with him and the black guy whose name escapes me because he was irrelevant.
Right. It was like Mondo.
M- Uh,
I'm
Baron
not sure.
Mordo.
Yeah, Mordo.
Mordo.
There you go.
Yeah. In terms of visuals, I didn't like seeing. So Doctor Strange kind of, like I said, when you go to see the movie, you see Doctor Strange. Whenever he like fights, quote unquote, he's just waving his hands around. Now you can't see what I'm doing, but like there was a video.
Are you waving your arms
Yeah,
around?
yeah, yeah. He was just waving his arms around the entire time, and they showed the same like spell cast thing, whatever like that, and like everybody has it. It's not unique to Doctor Strange or anybody like that. So like, um, like I would have just liked them like to maybe change the visuals or like that. And when it comes to like the magic, they only changed the color for some of them. I think like one no. Um
Yeah, that's true. Even when they're in the beginning of the movie, when they're fighting like the big eyeball thing,
yeah.
Wong and Doctor Strange are still using the same tools and things of magic.
Yeah.
You would think they have like a visible um like a visible level of separation between the lower class like users of magic
Yeah.
and Doctor Strange and
Exactly.
Wong. You would think. Yeah, yeah. I get your point. Yeah, they could definitely do something like that.
America.
Wanda too with the magic. She didn't do
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
besides the Illuminati scene. She was kind of doing the same stuff all the time.
Yeah, same thing
Just
all the
blasts
time.
and like different
Dude,
things
like I can only imagine
like
what
the
it
fire
was like
blast.
for them to like film like all that hand waving motions and going here and all there and put your
Just for it
finger
to
here.
all be
Yeah,
effects.
it's just a lot going on. Like that personally would have made me dizzy if I was like had to do it. Like Kevin was coming up to me, he was like, "Yeah, you're just gonna just wave your hands around."
You come in here 2 hours to wave your hands around,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then we're gonna add all the
that's really
practical
what we was
or
2 hours
the
of them waving their
CGI
hands
effects.
like they just don't care.
Oh, it was. I mean, I'll give them props though for waving their hands because it was for a while. Plus, in my opinion, I think the effects definitely paid off. I think this was probably the most visually pleasing movie I think
Yeah,
of the MCU.
because we did see Strange use a lot of different spells.
All the multiverse stuff too.
Yeah,
Like there was a lot of like things that just looked gorgeous in this film. Like a lot of different, not just the colors, but like everything going on. The multiverse stuff, like you said, when they're going through like the different like dimensions
hmm
or different universes or whatever. Literally everything. The stuff with Wanda too. Everything just looked really good.
Yeah, and also I liked her costume. I mean, I didn't like the black fingertips, but I did like her costume because I mean I'm always a fan of the classic costume, but they wouldn't give us that though, because it just shows way too much. And while although I think that the costume is less revealing, I think Elizabeth Olsen. Um, Because I said this when I went to go see Batman. You're like, I kid you guys not, all I was looking at the entire time was Zoe Kravitz's collarbones, man. Let me tell you, she got some real, bro.
Collarbones
I don't know why.
of all
I don't
things.
know. I don't know.
That's the exact reason why they didn't reveal more of her. I'm sure.
I don't know what it is, man. But
Nah, she goes back in the sequel though or something. They're definitely gonna have the zipper down,
yeah,
or she's gonna have like a senator without a doubt.
yeah.
They're definitely gonna upgrade her design.
I don't know what it is about her collarbones, but she has like the sexiest collarbones I've ever seen on a human being. I don't know what it
Sex.
is. Collarbones. Check
Collarbones.
it out. Like
Um.
yeah, but the costume now is a lot less revealing for Wanda coming from like Civil War to now. We got a glimpse of the classic costume in WandaVision, but as a Halloween costume, that's really it.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they gave it like a full on suit instead of like I don't know paper mache and whatever they did.
Yeah,
Remember Vision in WandaVision? Like yeah,
yeah, he,
that's a no.
yeah, no, that was foul. Um, yeah, I mean, her costume models more so of Magneto's in the X-Men series.
It does look a lot like Magneto's.
But like, there's really like no
Actually,
connection to them in the current MCU. So I would have just rather
yeah,
prefer them to use the more classic costume if they were going to go the more Scarlet Witchy route.
Professor X showing up is literally the only connection between them
Yeah,
characters.
Professor S. Oh, that actually bring that that's actually a nice segue into the next point. The Illuminati.
Oh wait, before we get into
What?
Illuminati, I want to ask you this. Before we get off the visuals
hmm
thing, could you tell this was a Sam Raimi film?
You know, I was thinking about that because
Did you think about that?
okay, so there was a scene
Uh,
in the first fight with the giant eyeball. When they were on that roof, and you kind of get a hint. I don't know if you picked up on this, but that Spider-Man 2 thing when Doctor Ock,
wait, the roof
yeah,
or like the ledges?
the ledges, and then when
That's what I was
they're just
thinking.
fighting on that building in general. When
Yeah, like going up
yeah,
the
going up the
building.
building, and you see like
That's what I was thinking. They gave shots of that looked like exactly out of Spider-Man 2
yeah,
when Doc Ock's taking out Aunt May up the building,
yeah,
and when they're fighting on this like the side of the building. That's what I was thinking.
yeah.
A lot of stuff screams Sam Raimi, and it looks like it's straight out of the Spuddy trilogy.
Oh yeah, and I didn't. think about this. This movie was to be somewhat of a horror film, and although it wasn't necessarily a horror film, there were some jump scare moments that worked kind of well. Um, i- in the film when we got to the whatever that place was in the mountains. For some reason, Scarlet just happened to be the
Oh, in the middle of
yeah,
nowhere
just
with
yeah,
her like that like stone figure of
yeah,
her or
stone
whatever
figure.
in the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I know what you're talking about.
that just happens to be her. Nobody else. It just happens to be her specifically. And
Did they even explain that?
no,
I'm gonna need to rewatch, but I don't.
no,
Yeah, I don't remember that coming up
because
whatsoever. It was
Kevin
just
does
like
not feel the need to
there.
explain himself. He just does what he does.
But I just wish the movie was longer, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I thought that at the end, especially after everything was kind of done, Nightmare was gonna reveal himself, but I gave Kevin way too much credit.
I really thought Nightmare was gonna be part of this, dude.
Yeah,
I
because
really
of the
did,
Multiverse of
or at least
Madness, and
like
then they said it would be a horror film. Think, okay,
something.
either
That's what I
Nightmare
was thinking. The first
or
rumors of that going around,
yeah,
I thought Nightmare too.
either
But nope.
Nightmare or the other guy whose name escapes me at the moment.
Mephisto?
Yeah, him.
Mephisto? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
They could have done him too.
you know, like I just
I'm surprised. No teases, no anything. No Easter
yeah,
eggs
because
to either of them characters.
my problem with the first film, Doctor Strange, is that when he went to go fight Dormammu, that was not a fight. And Dormammu has a physical like body that he could have fought, but they said it was just like a big CGI fest. And like I would have liked to see Doctor Strange throw hands with Dormammu.
Oh yeah, he was just a face, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a face and a bunch of
That was that was pretty
visuals.
disappointing. But at least knowing who Dormammu is in the comics, whatever, like no, the actual character,
Yeah,
not the MCU version,
yeah,
it was pretty disappointing. Just a big face that just
just
yells
talking
with like a deep
and
voice,
he's
whatever. Yeah.
Dormammu. I've come to bargain 1,000 times.
They kind of made him seem
Weak.
like Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now that I'm thinking about it, or like not even Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy, Ego from the comics, like the big, a big planet,
Yeah,
with just a face on it.
planet,
That's what that kind of is.
the living planet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the big star of this movie, right? The Illuminati.
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Let's get
shocking
into it.
actually. So during the trailer, right, we heard that voice. Everybody thought, oh, Professor X, X-Men confirmed, whatever, like that. Uh, these guys, these guys got dropped, and
Almost immediately too.
almost and then again, right, with Scarlett Johansson just being so powerful, she bested Professor X. You're not, bro,
And Reed Richards,
and Reed Richards.
which it shouldn't even be like a thought. Like I'm surprised. Again, they should have been longer. They could have like stretched out the fight more, or anything like that. They could have done more with that, a lot more.
Oh, yeah, okay,
But
so
we
the
didn't see much.
lineup for these characters, which shocked me kind of, because like I didn't think that they were gonna go that far. We had Black Bolt, so
They went a lot farther than I thought too.
we have
I thought
the
maybe some like
Inhumans. We
yeah.
had
I thought maybe some like characters that were already in the MCU.
right,
But
yeah.
nope.
We had Black Kitty, Black Captain Marvel. We had Reed Richards, uh, Baron Mordo, and I'm missing somebody. Oh, Captain Carter, whoever that
Captain
is.
Carter.
Now,
Yeah.
I didn't watch that show. What is it? What If? So it was kind of odd
Yeah.
seeing
What if?
her. But honestly, she
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. It wasn't even like she's not on that high level.
right.
I didn't expect her to say. I'm gonna say something in a little bit
hmm
once you're done talking that I think should have replaced her,
hmm
but she is not as high and mighty as Reed Richards is, as Professor X is. No, neither like not even on level of Captain Marvel. Like I don't, she's nowhere near like that high class hero. I think that should be be able to like look over universes and like the Illuminati factor.
Right.
Like she's not worthy enough to be on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
She's like a street fighter crime, like a street crime fighter level kind of
Oh,
thing.
oh, oh,
I'd not realized she was gonna be there.
oh yeah.
I was surprised.
And, then that whole line, I can do this all day. It doesn't see the thing is right. Like you can't take someone.
Didn't really
Yeah,
work,
it doesn't work
but
because
it
you
was
can't
cool
take
referencing.
someone else's line and then use it as your own. And it just like
No, you can't.
because and then she lost and like the worst part she got split in half.
Bro, she got severed.
She got severed, and she had, she had a little jetpack. And again, like, Wanda comes in just doing damage. So while they're all talking, having this discussion, with the oh, by the way, before I just talk about that, when they started playing the X-Men theme song, he just rolls in, right, just doing the
I
thing.
can't believe they gave him that chair.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
kind of weird
yo, this is
for the
sick.
film.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool, but like,
I mean, it kind of it looked yeah, it looked cartoony,
yeah,
or maybe that's just our like
it was
our
very
thoughts of that is from a
yellow.
cartoon. I don't know. Yeah, it was
It
very
was very
bright. It
yellow.
didn't seem like it fit quite well,
Yeah,
especially when everything was like very modern and futuristic in that like specific universe.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
and his was just
It didn't
bright
like
yellow.
yeah. I know they could have just made it white or
They
something,
could like
or
did it white
or
or
made it more
tan or
like
gray or just something
yeah.
more silverish or something like that.
Oh, they didn't help. They didn't hold back for fan service for him at
Yeah,
least.
no. So all these people like talking about, Doctor Strange and in this world, he apparently killed Thanos or whatever like that and saved or he died killing Thanos, and they were like,
Oh yeah,
who wants to tell him the truth? And the truth was that he used the Darkhold to kill.
that shit was a lie.
Yeah, it was a whole, yeah. They were straight capping to the
You see,
people.
Thanos, his corpse was just there
It,
on Titan.
impelled.
Yeah, he was just. It was cool to see, but then we see Black Bolt absolutely annihilate him. So,
Yeah,
or we
Black
didn't
Bolt is
see
that
him
guy.
annihilate Strange.
Now, like, I'm not a fan of Black Bolt just because, I mean, he's a character that like can't speak, and if he does, the world will die. You know?
Yeah, they can't. They can't really do much with that character.
Yeah, because
Like, it's not. So, like, I don't know. If he appears again, somewhat in the MCU, in the future, or whatever, he's probably gonna be like Falcon level hero. You know what I mean? Like,
I
he's probably gonna be B, C tier character.
yeah, because I do believe the Inhumans are getting a movie, but I don't really like the Inhumans. I mean, that giant dog is cool, but in terms of like the only Inhumans I know, I believe Miss Marvel is an Inhuman, but her comics don't do very well, and like as we've seen that they just changed her power set, so whatever, however that works. Um,
I gotta read up on humans.
Yeah, so okay, so with the Illuminati, right? So when we see him, it was cool, I guess, to see the guy who's going to be playing Reed. I wonder who's playing the Invisible Woman, right? Because like I want to, it would be cool to see Jessica Alba back, but she's kind of old now. You know,
Yeah, then they're not
we
gonna
need
cast her.
some nice young fresh talent coming in, right?
They're gonna have someone that's around the age of John Krasinski, I think his name is, something along that lines. That too. That was like a fan cast for years, and they actually did it
His
for Reed
costume looked
Richards.
really good as well. Like I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. From everything to the logo to the material, everything looked really good for him. They did his character justice. Besides, Wanda turning him to Twizzler
Yeah, I don't
or
know how
whatever.
he's just like how Wanda is just she's just able to do things that the plot needs her to. Because even when she went to go take away the mouth of Black Bolt, oh by the way, he died very tragically. This man spoke without a mouth, and he blew his head off.
Yeah. First reactions to it like, oh my god, like damn, that's badass. Like that's cool. But now thinking about it, like, damn.
How did she do that? How, Kevin?
Yeah. Like the Illuminati saw this like really powerful threat coming into their like base of operations and had no doubt, or, like no like protection against it besides Ultron guards, which I'm gonna bring back up in a little bit.
Right.
But like they didn't deny her access or anything like that. They didn't try anything. They waited her to walk up in their home or right in front of them to do anything about it.
Yeah, and then even during the chase scene where she was chasing him, she was like 5 feet behind him, and she was like she couldn't catch him, and she was they were trying to bring down the doors that did nothing, and then on like the final door, she just like couldn't get through it or whatever like that. It was just weird. Who else died?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was Black
the
Bolt, Professor X,
blackety black Captain Marvel.
Reed Richards, yeah, Captain Marvel, and then Peggy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's it.
picky.
Did Mordo die? No.
No, he got left
No, I don't.
in that hole that they fought in.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so
They just left him in a ditch.
yeah, left him in addition, just forgot about his character. So Black Bolt died by speaking to himself and blew his head off. Captain Marvel died to a statue falling, but I thought she was invincible, so I don't know how that really worked for her.
A statue defeated her. Everyone else did get pretty badass exits though. I guess besides Reed Richards, it was cool to see. But like thinking back at it compared to everyone else,
Yeah, and then
his didn't really. I mean, I don't know.
with Professor
His head kind of
X,
got
he
blown up.
went into the mind of Wanda. Now, keep in mind, right? Because like Professor X is powerful enough to speak to everyone on the planet, and I won't even
Yeah,
like,
he's a very
yeah,
powerful
he's a very
character.
powerful mutant. To put the fact that like where he can communicate across the entire world if he wanted to, and that's without Cerebro. No, that was no, that's with Cerebro, and without it, he's just powerful on his own regardless. He's someone who can stand up to
Yeah,
Jean Grey.
Professor X kind of OP character.
Yeah, and he's someone who can stand up to Jean Grey at times. But because Scarlet Witch is the main antagonist, she could override him. Her mind was so powerful that it snapped this man's neck, and somehow he that's
Bro, it didn't even snap his neck. I saw a clip earlier,
mm,
actually, but like before we started recording,
right.
of her. She actually grabs her left hand on his right side of the face, and then her right hand on top of his left side of the face, and splits his head open, or like in
Oh,
half. And then in like real life, though, it kills him or whatever.
right,
I thought it snapped the neck too, but then I saw like a slow mo clip of it,
right.
and she just full on like rips it in half, and it was brutal.
Yeah,
But you can't really see blood or whatever because it like blends in with like the red mist or the red smoke that's like behind him or whatever.
yeah,
It comes in, yeah. It's like you can't really see it because of that.
yeah. Well, I just find it odd
It's still brutal.
that in a battle of the minds, Professor X lost that, but the plot needed that to happen. And then the last
Yeah.
fight was Captain Carter, who lasted the longest. By the way, when all she had was
Somehow.
a jetpack and a shield, and
It was interesting.
and out of all things, she decided to throw her shield at Scarlet, and Scarlet threw it back, and instead of catching it, she got yapped.
If we still had Steve Rogers, he definitely would have caught that, without a doubt. We had Captain Carter, had to get split in half like Darth Maul. But
Captain Carter
it is
was
what it is.
absolutely useless. Like
I know.
I think
You think it
that
was disappointing?
what?
The Illuminati cameos, or I guess not even cameos. The Illuminati in general.
Yeah.
You think it was a little disappointing?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because I mean, Captain Marvel, the black version could have been taken out entirely. She was rather useless, and I would have replaced Black Bolt, even though he is the official member. I don't think that it really worked for this because he's a very powerful character, and he can't speak without doing like serious damage to people. So I would just removed him and definitely obviously Captain Carter. But
Yeah. I would have replaced Captain Marvel too, as
uh
well as Carter.
yeah, again, seeing Reed, we know that the Fantastic Four is being made, but the main director just quit. Um,
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either.
I don't, because
I just saw it, no explanation whatsoever.
yeah,
They just
because
said
I
the
mean,
dude quit
they said
for
that he
some reason.
quit, which means that like it probably got started. So something had to happen like on set, or maybe it's just too much for him. I don't know, but he just quit on the film, which means that they do have things like probably started or filmed or whatever like that. And he quit. I was talking to someone the other day. I said, like who would be like a better director? And I thought of James Gunn because like the Fantastic Four is a family, right? And I feel like he's very good
Yeah.
at doing like family
Oh yeah.
dynamic kind of movies because we see how he did with Peacemaker, and we've seen how he
For sure.
did
Guardians
with the Guardians of the Galaxy and
and Suicide Squad
Suicide
too.
Squad. Yeah, like
Yeah, he is very good at like, what's the word? Correlating relationships
correlating relationships
with people, with like characters. He is really good at that.
and writing multiple characters. And with someone like, and then with the group of Fantastic Four, I mean, it is important to really capture those relationships because those guys fight a lot, but they always come together because they have to. And then it's a whole a separate story with just Johnny and Storm because they're brother and sister. I don't know if they're going to use Doctor Doom because they have a lot of villains. I don't know which one they would go for.
I was gonna bring that up too once you got done talking.
Right.
Doctor Doom. I'm really excited to see if they use him or not.
Because he's been
He
used
can
like
honestly
three
be
times now.
used. Yeah. imagine his like MCU design though, and then him actually being a villain. They could excel him to like great heights as a villain, like past the Fantastic Four
He can
as like a
be.
Thanos type villain,
Yeah,
like a big
yeah, yeah,
villain.
yeah, yeah. You know, he can be the next in-game villain if they do it right. I
Yeah, for
know
sure.
everyone is like expecting Galactus, but I don't think that because Galactus is not really a villain. He doesn't even though his character is written, he's not a villain. He's a he just be hungry. You know what I'm saying? So he has to destroy villains,
Yeah.
planets. I'm sorry, so that way he can feed himself. You know. And when you get to like more cosmic beings like Galactus, I mean, like you would really have to scale him down. And this man is just like he's and all he does kind of just float around in space, and the Silver Surfer does whatever he does for him.
Yeah. If they are gonna use Galactus at all, it probably won't be for a
It won't be
while
for a while.
because probably gonna have to tease them in either the Guardians or the Fantastic Four movie, and neither of them two movies are gonna come out anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
So that's gonna be a while. I don't know. I really want to see Doctor Doom though, and I want to see what they would do with him.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this like Illuminati thing branches out a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Like now we go to Inhumans, like you said. It branches out to Fantastic Four, branches out to X Men,
X-Men.
and yeah, a lot of stuff they could do and start off. Only problem with the X Men, which I'm sure you'll agree with me on, is Hugh Jackman. I doubt they're gonna use him
No, no,
if they
no.
use
He's
Wolverine.
completely
So I
gone.
don't think they're gonna. I don't know. They're gonna get a lot of backlash, even though it's like gonna be unnecessary for not using them. But like,
But like
I wonder.
see, the thing is about him is that like because he played the character so long and like so well. I mean, even though the movies were not great for like a while, like I really liked Apocalypse. But, like I know that one doesn't really get a lot of hype. I didn't really like Future Past or like that. Only because they keep doing my man's Magneto dirty, man. You know, dude had a whole family, and they just came and just pulled the chop on his family for no
They
reason.
really did get them too. I remember seeing Apocalypse. I remember enjoying it, but I
Yeah.
used to see
Um,
a lot of movies and enjoy them, whether they're good or bad, anyways. So I don't remember
but
much
the point
of
of
it.
it is that like
I do remember
I
enjoying it though.
believe with what was that movie? I think with it was either Apocalypse or the one after that. Like you know, typically when you go to see the X-Men movies, I mean you go to see Wolverine. And like, even though he only had like a small part, it was worth it to just see that because he's just so cool. You know, like
Yeah, well, Wolverine is a legendary character.
because they can't seem to like make the other characters like as cool as him. Because I mean, you know, like the X Men, even though Cyclops is the leader of the X Men, we all know the X Men for Wolverine as opposed to the Nightcrawler, Storm, Gambit. You know, I would love to see
Oh yeah, dude, I'd love to see
yeah,
Gambit.
Gambit
That'd be so cool.
done right because the only time we've seen him was in the Origins, which was not a great movie.
No.
Um,
I don't know, but the Illuminati stuff really branches out. And of course, Strange and well, I guess Wanda. You think Wanda's dead
yeah,
from the end of the
absolutely.
film?
Yeah, like I think
Yeah, I said the
she's
same
done
thing.
playing the character or whatever like that. Like she didn't like
I've seen a
this
lot of people
movie
deny it though.
had amazing acting, but I think that they both knew because like even I seen a clip like this morning of the actor who played Strange. Like he didn't really seem happy about because IGN was trying to talk to yo this man dissed him. He the dude from IGN he was like you know Doctor Strange you know or no he asked Benedict Cumberbatch what what he asked him do you think the multiverses are real? Benedict Cumberbatch says, "Did you have a wife and kids or a girlfriend?" He said, "No." He said, "Well, why don't you go explore the go?" He said, "Go explore that multiverse."
Oh my god!
He just walks away.
What the
That's so
hell?
foul. He did that man so
That is
foul.
foul.
He said, "Do you have a wife and girlfriend? Go
Um.
explore that multiverse where
Oh,
you have that."
that's.
Wild. Oh man.
I don't know, dude, but I know for sure that Doctor Strange. Well, I guess not Wanda, since if she is dead, then it's not. Then she's excluded from this. But Doctor Strange and Chavez and whoever else is included is definitely gonna like have to face consequences for this, multiverse of madness, I guess. It's
And
madness across the multiverse.
yeah,
He's definitely got to face consequences. I'm
and
really excited to see what they're gonna do with it.
and now that we have America Chavez, who's just like cheat code for everything now. I imagine her power is going to be used to bring in a new Black Panther because we forget, the R.I.P.
Oh yeah, Chadwick
Chadwick
Boseman passed
Boseman,
away.
because they do plan to make a sequel to Black Panther, but there is no King T'Challa, so either they'll recast the
That's
character
true.
with a multiversal version, or they'll use Shuri. But I believe Shuri, the character who plays Shuri, she is going through some things right now with Marvel, or was current previously, and so the movie's been pushed back and delayed a whole bunch. I don't know how they're going to do that movie. I mean, honestly, if it were me, like I just wouldn't do it. Or because I know that there's some talk about using who's the actor? I can never recall his name. Michael B. Jordan, that clown.
Oh yeah. What?
Using
What'd you
like
call
bringing
him?
back Killmonger like that. And, like, I don't think that's a good idea because it was shown that he was stabbed and that he died.
Yeah, they should have just not killed him off.
And like,
I don't know what gave them the right choice in their minds to kill him off. He was a really good character. He was a good villain. So I don't know why they chose to kill him off. And I mean, I obviously they couldn't predict what would
right,
happen
yeah, of
with
course,
Chadwick
yeah, yeah.
Boseman, whatever. But I think they should have just kept the character in case they wanted to, use Killmonger again or bring that character back. I don't remember his name. I just remember his villain name. But whatever,
Yep.
what his name might have been actually Killmonger.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they could have just brought him back.
Yeah, but now that there's no king, I have no idea what they're gonna do. But I think we're moving forward though, because now that they've opened up this multiverse, right? They just have all kinds of cheat codes to make whatever kind of films they want, and it never has to make sense. It never has to make it any kind of sense
They honestly could.
because
They could just use that now
they're
as an
just gonna
excuse.
say multiverse. It's a different version. We're gonna bring in this character and then this character, but hey, it's gonna be a different character because the multiverse. Moving on to
I don't care what happens with the multiverse, as long as I really just don't. Sorry, I just really hope that they don't include Spidey anymore with that stuff. Unless because I feel like he's already had his, big adventures, whatever. Or at least for his movie back, at least as this new Spider-Man. No one knows who Peter Parker is. I hope that he just is this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's all I hope
yeah.
for
I
the
hope
multiverse stuff.
Kevin doesn't come in
After that, I don't mind.
and do what Kevin does.
Dude, imagine a few years, dude. Like they do build up something else, and Spidey's involved, and he gets the Fantastic Four suit, or like
Oh yeah,
the
the
what's it called?
Future
Black and
Foundation.
white Future Foundation. Yes, that. That would be sick.
Dude, do you remember that Spider-Man mobile game where like what was it called? Like it was like just Temple Run, but with Spider-Man, and you got like all the suits and stuff.
I might. It was on rooftops.
Yeah. It was
You had to dodge like barrels
yeah,
and like hurdles and stuff. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
That was a pretty fun game. But anyway, moving on to
Yeah, honestly, mobile games get suits right.
yeah,
I don't know what it is with them, but they get skins and like character suits and like customization really right. They get
why
like
couldn't
spot on,
Marvel's
and it's kind of concerning.
Avengers get Spider-Man right? I don't get it. Like that game
I
entire,
don't
like that game as a whole was just really
The
bad.
swing's weird.
But Spider-Man was just really weird, and like he couldn't, and like because I feel like we were all expecting Insomniac Spider-Man, and obviously they didn't give it to us, but like they didn't even give us a hint, a taste of Insomniac. Like that like you can tell that DLC was just thrown in there.
Oh yeah, they just wanted to include Spidey off of like, bless you. They just wanted to include Spidey off of just because he's a popular character, I guess. I didn't feel like they put too much effort into his swinging and his maneuverability. Like what I didn't play for myself, but I could just tell watching it. It's very slow,
Clunky.
and other people's opinions.
And
Yeah,
he can't
it's a bit blocky.
go. He can't go that high, and I don't think you
I
get
don't know. They just couldn't get him right. He looks good. I like his design a lot, but that doesn't really matter when it comes to how the layout works and
gameplay,
playing
yeah.
as him. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, the disappointments and things that we'd like to see change. And I have for me
Yeah.
the cameos, right? Because I mean, it was kind of expected to
Yes.
see a whole lot
That's what I was
of
gonna bring up.
cameos and like that. You know, like Deadpool and more X-Men people and stuff like that. Hello. Oh, I thought you were
My
gonna say
fault.
something.
No. Um. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think the fans kind of over hyped it a little bit
Yeah, most
because
definitely.
I think going into it, it would have been a solid film. I think I actually honestly I had no idea what to expect from like the trailers and stuff, so I had no idea what the plot. But just as a movie overall, like an MCU film, I went into it thinking it was gonna be solid, it was gonna be good, and I would have liked it. And that's exactly what happened. But I think the fans overhyped it too much with like these thousands of rumors going around. But I only agree with one rumor or one theory that I guess was before the film. But now that I've seen the film, I actually wish it did happen,
Hmm.
and that was well, not really. This it wasn't really the theory, but take Carter out and then put the theory in, and put Superior Iron Man in there. That was
Yeah,
the only
I
thing I
did
wished was a thing,
see
and
that.
it would have made so much more sense.
Yeah, seeing a different version of Iron Man. I don't think they could have done that because of how licensing works. Because that's why they can't. That's why they couldn't do a solo Hulk movie because Hulk is still owned by Universal, which I don't know why they keep the character because I mean they're not doing anything with him, and he's gonna get replaced with
That's weird.
She-Hulk because
My least most anticipated show.
but you
I'm
know
not
what
gonna
though?
lie.
I seen that the actress who's playing She-Hulk actually likes the character. You know, she's excited to play the character. She reads the comics right like that. So we should get something more
No, that's good.
comic accurately. And because yo, went out. Hulk went out like a sissy. In
Yeah.
the end game, man. You know, he's not talking. He's wearing clothes. This man doesn't have
The biggest thing I wanted with Hulk in that was only a
was
rematch.
a
Because I think
rematch. Can you
I think
imagine?
was it Infinity War?
Yeah, no, no.
Or was it Endgame that it started? It was
You know,
Infinity
he
War.
got washed
That yeah,
in
Thanos
Infinity
like
War
beats the
with hand
shadow.
to hand combat, and then
Yeah,
Hulk didn't even want
that's
to
what I
come
wanted.
back out.
And
Like first
it
of all,
didn't even get it.
Hulk shouts, "He's strongest there is." The Hulk will take on anybody, anytime. It don't matter. It don't matter. But see, Kevin, right? Because Kevin likes the kids, and the kids,
He had to make
and
Hulk. He
yeah, you know, Hulk's like
had
talking,
to make Hulk a
and
Discord mod.
the only times we've got to see the Hulk is during Avengers 1, Thor 3, and the Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I was gonna say Age of
Age of
Ultron
Ultron
too.
because we got like to
That's really it.
see that the epic fight between Iron Man and Hulk, which was really cool.
Was he in? No, he wasn't even in Civil War either. No, he was like he wasn't even in the movie
Nah,
Civil War, was he? No, he
no,
wasn't. Yeah, that's really
because
all
he
we
would have
get
whooped
of like
everybody.
the actual Hulk. Yeah, that's true. That was probably the actual reason they didn't include him either, because he would have just been too OP for everyone.
And they would have had to spend the time calming him down, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm guessing in when it comes to She-Hulk, I mean the Hulk will be like still enclosed and talking to I think her name is Jennifer, you know, while she's doing her lawyer thing and whatnot. I'm hoping that we see Matt. I believe there's rumors to see Matt in She-Hulk because they're both
Murdoch?
lawyers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are lawyer. Oh my god, I didn't think about that. I hope so. Oh yeah, Daredevil. Yeah, I didn't even think of Daredevil. Isn't he getting a reboot or
Yeah,
like a show on
unfortunately,
Disney
like I
Plus?
think that Kevin should just give the people back to Netflix because I mean they knew what they were
Yeah,
doing with that character,
they
and it
should.
ended off as a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Now,
they definitely should. Um,
yeah, now
do that.
if he gets a film, I mean, we're definitely gonna see Bullseye again with his costume, and we're definitely gonna see more of Kingpin. Whatever like that. Because you know what, like
Yeah,
these guys like playing the characters and they play them well, so they really should not get away from
that's
that.
true.
I don't know why
That's the
they didn't bring back.
like best kind of
Yeah,
Sorry,
no, you're fine, you're fine.
that's like the best kind of superhero like acting wise. when the actor truly like puts their all into a role and they enjoy it and they know the character, so they want to put like care and love into it. That's like the best
Yeah,
when it comes
like
to
even
superhero movies.
the way that he fights, like you can tell that like he takes his training seriously, and like the fight scenes are done really well. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
more
I didn't
disappointments.
even think about that, but I hope so.
Another
Um,
disappointment. So the plot could have easily been solved. So Wanda's main problem was that she wanted kids. She could have just had her own babies. Um,
yeah, she could have just met some random guy
yeah,
and just
yeah,
had a nice life with him
because
and just
because
left.
clearly she didn't care not one. Actually, no, she did mention how she blew her love's head off, but like she didn't really care about Viz and the whole father aspect. Like she didn't like
Yeah, I don't even think they mentioned Vision. Not only did he not appear, I don't think I heard the word Vision
no, you didn't
in
hear
the
the
movie.
revision. She mentioned she said when they were talking at first, like when she went to the temple, her and Strange were having the talk. She was like, "I'm being reasonable," and she
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, she was saying how she blew the love of her life head off, and it meant nothing, and that kind of blew her over the edge. Yeah, but she only wants the boys, and like, her problem could be easily solved if she just had her own children. And in terms of the Darkhold thing,
She was really not risking getting a girl.
yeah, and
Now
you know what the thing is,
that I
right?
think
Like
about it, she was really not trying to get that.
her whole plan and plot too, as well, was a multitude of universes when they only really went to one main one. Like like it's still it's the same. Ah. In the movie, they mentioned that like every other universe had Wanda and her two boys, and she kept going back to the same exact one, which happened to be the same world that the Illuminati was on, and all that um extra stuff. Dang, why can't I remember?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, like I just feel like the plot could have been solved, if Strange just were to be more reasonable with her and just say, Wanda, why not just have your own kids? Why go through all the trouble? Why do you? Oh yeah, that too. She.
but he dead ass told her like she was like, "I want my children," whatever. He just straight up told her like multiple times, "Yo, they're not real."
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like straight up, like he was being like straightforward as hell.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he did not care.
yeah.
Like he did not want her causing mayhem, whatever. Didn't matter to her. But he straight up told her like,
Yeah, like it
"You
was
need
all
to
that for the kids, and then
get a hold of
also
things or real of
she
them."
specifically needed America Chavez. How did she know about her? I don't know because we didn't because she didn't start because she knew about her it seems before the Darkhold, and because when he went to go talk to her, um, she didn't because she said the name before he told her, and then it was
Oh yeah,
revealed that she had the Darkhold or whatever like that.
yeah. While they're in the garden or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that was disguised as a garden before she like took her, or was it a garden?
She was
It might have.
it was disguised as like an apple orchard or something like that,
Yeah,
and
it
she
might have
was
been an orchard, and
cutting
she
off.
disguised it,
Yeah, she disguised
or
it.
like she like put up like some like Jujutsu Kaisen shit, and like put up a veil, and that's when all the trees wilted and stuff.
Yeah.
Or it could have just been, yeah, I don't know. But also now that I'm thinking about it, the Book of Ushanti thing,
hmm
didn't they get there without Chavez's help? Didn't
They
he just
yeah
didn't they have a
yeah
door?
they did.
Why didn't Wanda just? Now that I'm thinking about it, Wanda just could have done that.
Wanda could have done
Found
a
something
lot of
or whatever.
things.
Couldn't that? If that's the gap between multiverses or between universes, she could have used that and just got her own way without Chavez.
Yeah,
Now that I'm thinking about it, she could have just walked through doors and casually just went on with her day
Wanda
without
was
killing anyone.
was prepared to destroy the entire multiverse for two children
Was.
that never even existed.
She
And
was too.
and again, like I don't get how since these children never existed, how come they exist? And oh wait, my bad, because it's the multiverse. She can just these things can just happen, right? But in all the multiverse, again, there is no dad. it's just her and her two boys. There is no mention that the dad's at work because like even when the kids were like they're going to bed, like the dad is just not there tucking them in doing anything like that. Another
Yeah, Wanda took that way too seriously.
yeah, one yeah,
Oh wait,
wa-
actually, now that I forget, before I get, um, because you brought up Wanda, I thought it was like a specific scene.
uh-huh.
I'm gonna bring it back to the. I'm not gonna stay on this point for long. I was bringing this like one scene up
Yeah,
for the visuals, whatever. They were very, very creative with this. And it's very like gory.
yeah,
Cause we didn't talk about that. It's very like it's a lot more gory than I thought it was gonna be, but I enjoyed it, and it's very creative. Like Sam Raimi really did like bring the best with it. I think visually, like that scene where she's like using the reflections of water and mirrors to try to
yeah. That
capture
was
Shabazz and like go after her. That was
yeah.
really
Like, I
cool.
don't know
I
how
enjoyed
she
it a
got
lot.
out of that, but that was pretty cool. One thing also too that I don't think he gets enough credit is that the acting ability in this movie was really good, especially with
Oh yeah, it was.
Wanda, right? Like having to play so many versions of herself, right? And like it's always a skill to be able to play the same character in multiple different ways. I always compare it to Liv and Maddie because that show ran for like
Interesting comparison, but I get it.
yeah, yeah,
You're not wrong though. Yeah,
because yo
that's
like
exactly the same
because
thing.
like for because when that show first came out and even with iCarly when it came to Sam and her twins sister, right? Because like I remember back then we all thought that there was like a second to, like like she had a twin brother because our minds just couldn't realize that they do the whole some kind of camera work whatever like that.
Yeah.
But it's always just interesting seeing characters who or actresses and actors who can play themselves in
Oh,
different
yeah, like
forms.
different. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's kind of like Oscar Isaac and Moon Knight,
yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That too. He's really good. I don't know how far you are into it, but he's really good. Like he's really good.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
like,
I feel like Elizabeth Olsen went in this film knowing she was like she was gonna be more focused on than Doctor Strange, and she gave it her all.
yeah, yeah,
That's what it seems like,
yeah.
because she really blew it out of the
She
park.
really played like a nice, crazy. She,
Sociopath.
you can tell she was really ready to destroy the multiverse for these two non-existent children.
Yeah, like it went farther than it went beyond a character. Like Elizabeth Olsen herself was ready to destroy shit,
Yeah, and also
no
like
matter what got in her way.
you've seen real love and passion for those two boys as like they're like as if they were her real kids, and it was just a nice thing to see.
It was, yeah.
Um,
Olsen's a great actor. Everyone in this did pretty well, I think.
yeah, yeah,
Same with Chavez's character. Even though, again, I don't think I said it already. I don't think they needed her, but like you were talking about her before, and I forgot to mention that I really hope she does, like come back up, so it doesn't really feel like she was used just for this film alone, and they actually use her as like a big scale kind of thing with her power and whatnot.
whose
I want to
power?
see more of
Who?
her. America
Oh,
Chavez,
oh, 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 yeah.
the multiverse girl.
America Chavez. Yeah.
Chavez,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was my next thing I was gonna talk about in terms of disappointment. Just going back to what I was saying before, that how we don't know anything about her character. Now, I know her character based on how she's portrayed in the Marvel shows. She's not very likable. But the actress that plays her, I know her from on Netflix. There's a show called the Hey Babysitters Club, which is a great show, by the way. She was in season one, and then they recasted her in season two because obviously she was working on Doctor Strange. We don't. The movie didn't touch on her character. Like she kind of was just thrown in there, and she didn't really like do anything like action wise. In the first like 10 minutes of the movie, she's like running away, but then like she's like being all cool. She's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, like I can just travel through multiverses and whatever like that, but I can't really control it." And like she's just that
Yeah.
girl. And again,
That's what I was talking about when I said it was underwhelming how they defeated Wanda, because it's like kind of this like rejoice like friendship punch that she does to Wanda and gets her to, like in the portal, and then she's like defeated or whatever, and then she oh, you're right, I was wrong, whatever, and then collapses the building on top of her with the dark hold or whatever.
yeah, and then,
It was kind of like this like rejoice, you're wrong. Like it wasn't like a big impactful fight. It was just like
Yeah, because
like
Doctor Strange
Chavez
got
had his punch and then
sidelined.
hit her.
He got
Yeah.
knocked down.
I said this in my non-spoiler review. They need to stop categorizing character or movies under characters. They shouldn't. I know that I get they want to do sequels and trilogies and whatnot, but this could have just been Multiverse of Madness or Marvel's Multiverse of Madness. It didn't have to be Doctor Strange movie. It didn't have to like Civil War. I said it didn't have to be Captain America movie. It could have just been called Marvel Civil War. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it didn't have to be categorized under a specific character. But I get the MCU and how they do their things and with like
yeah.
planned out
Big
like
Daddy
sequels
Kevin
and
does what
whatnot.
he wants.
Yeah.
And then another thing that was kind of disappointing. So Juan, right? You know, when Juan kind of comes through, he's like doing all kinds of twirling and whipping and all that. You know what I'm saying? So Juan is the Sorcerer Supreme, but this dude do not act real supreme. Like he's kind of weak like on the low because he only has that whip. He doesn't do near any of the spells that Doctor Strange does. I thought when you were the Supreme, you you get the Eye of Agamotto. He does not have that, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
Strange still had that. He even tried using it, didn't he?
huh?
He didn't even try using it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On the door, he tried using it on the door, but then there was like a watch
Yeah,
that he had to
yeah,
put in.
yeah. I don't know why they did that. That was kind of weird because the Eye of Agamotto can do all this cool stuff, and they just don't
I was
use
gonna
it.
bring that up earlier too, when we were talking about how Doctor Strange needs to be like explored more, and like there needs to be a difference between the lower class like magic users and Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
He's much more powerful. That's what I was gonna bring up earlier too, because like we need to see a difference between the low class and him, because he's much more powerful, obviously, and he has certain abilities that should be his own. But the Time Stone was kind of that, wasn't it? And now he doesn't have that, so it doesn't feel as special anymore, I guess.
yeah. He's
And then
yeah, like
even in the movie, they don't show it much difference between him and like the other
yeah, like
mystical
he's
users.
just like everybody else. And then also like I don't know why they had America doing magic at the end. I mean, should she not be training on how to use her multiverse powers? Why is she doing trying to make magical circles and transfer? It doesn't make any sense.
She was doing like kung fu, like she was like doing some like jutsu training or whatever.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, she was like balling her fist up and like throwing punches or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That's what I remember at
that too
least.
as well.
She was like waving her arm around or something. I don't
So
remember.
the anime fist clench does not work in movies. It's 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 really cringy, and you could tell that like she was trying her best to like look cool. It doesn't work. It only works in anime. When you do like
Yeah, you
the
got a point.
because when like characters are like laying down, they do like the typical but when they go to like grab the dirt and then they like, scrunch it up, and then when they do the anime hand clench, it doesn't work, and she did it like 3 times.
Some actors might be able to pull it off. I'm not gonna actually. No.
And it's because
It really only works in anime.
yeah, it only was anime, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really possible to do anime in real life because the anime is so animated, right? Like, so because like imagine like trying to do Jujutsu Kaisen in real life, right? Like, you can't get those kind of not Jujutsu Kaisen, the Demon Slayer, right? Like trying to get those shots of him twirling around all the flames. You can't make that stuff work because it's just too
No,
much.
a lot of things in anime. That's why I think the anime fan bases are probably looked down upon so much because people are just cringy and try to do so much stuff.
Exactly.
Like getting into character is one thing, which I enjoy myself. Like
Yeah.
that's cool, whatever. But too into the character
So
and
it's-
too into your reenactments is a little too much.
Yeah,
Like you see that thing I posted of Chainsaw Man of Denji and Makima. I don't even think that's just in the when she was like walking him as a dog. That shit I don't even think that shit's in the manga. I don't even think that's even a thing. Unless it is. I
Well,
haven't seen it, but I saw it wasn't.
She does
But I don't know.
treat him like a dog, but like
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
not
I know that.
not to that extent where
Not
like
that
he's
much.
crawling around and all the extra stuff. No,
Some things people just too far and make everyone else like uncomfortable, which
and
shouldn't even be a
it's
thing.
cringy.
Even in Marvel cosplays,
The mar-
not as much, but it happens.
yeah.
It definitely happens.
Last
What's the
disappointment
next
that
point?
I was disappointed with because we've seen this a bit in Doctor Strange in the Spider movie where like Strange is kind of just like dumb where like he makes like these really bad decisions on purpose. Because like we see it when he cast the spell for Spider-Man, when he like has
Yeah.
everybody forget, and then we see in this movie where um he's
Oh yeah, they do reference Spider-Man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and that confirms his like knowledge. He doesn't even know about Peter Parker. I don't think
Yeah, no. He only
he just
said
straight up forgot
that
too.
he was like a character that does a spider thing and with that. But yeah, we see Strange just making all these ridiculous decisions that he doesn't have to make. I can't think
Dude,
of
actually,
what.
now that yeah, you're right. The whole movie, or at least like when they made the Illuminati, the whole movie, he's trying to talk about how he's not gonna use the Darkhold or whatnot. You know, he's trying to like gonna take out Wanda like rightfully, and he still uses
He
Darkhold.
still uses the Darkhold, and he doesn't
Yeah,
he doesn't receive any of the effects that she did because he's Doctor Strange. Of course, they don't explain that. Actually, no, he does. He gets that third eye at the end. Uh,
yeah.
um,
That comes back with the consequences too. Like I said with the Illuminati, we're gonna have consequences.
yeah,
This eyeball thing from using Darkhold is gonna probably be a big part with him and whatever he does in the future of the MCU.
I think that
I'm
eye
excited to see too.
means something. Like I forget what it is, but I know that eye is tied to some character. I I want to say it's Nightmare, but it might be the other guy.
Mephisto.
Yeah,
It probably might be more connected to Mephisto
but
or
I mean,
Mephisto.
because
Mephisto. I don't know how to say his name,
yeah, I'm not sure, but
but I think he's more of like a higher class, like demonic kind of
yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah.
Nightmare is more of, he's not as high as that
I
is.
believe
You know what I
Nightmare
mean?
is like Dormammu's like right hand man, because Dormammu can't leave his realm. He kind of talks to Nightmare to do his hitting and whatnot.
All right. I don't know. We'll see. But the eye thing is interesting. He's got like corrupted by the dark hole, so I guess we'll
Um,
see what happens with that. Give it a few years.
Also,
Whenever they show him
one
up
thing that
again.
I wanted to mention is the way Doctor Strange kind of gets in the costume. When we first see him, he like flies off the roof and like it's kind of cool,
Oh yeah,
and he's like nonchalantly like saving people and doing all this, all this extra stuff.
he like jumps off a balcony and like out of nowhere the what's the
Yeah, the
cloak
cloak.
just like he like wraps it around himself and boom costume.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool.
I don't even think we see it transform. It was cool. Now that I think about it, I don't even think we don't even see the suit up, which isn't a bad thing. But I think like him actually getting like the suit, like his like under the cloak
Hmm.
outfit on. I don't think we see that.
No, like, he just
I'm forgetting.
transforms it with magic.
Yeah, he just puts a cloak on out of nowhere. It goes down, camera cuts, and then he has a suit on. So I guess it's with the cloak or something like that. I'm not sure. The
Um,
I've I got
But
the
something
eyes
else that
too.
was disappointing was
So comes out of nowhere.
how the Illuminati died. I would have liked to see Mr. Fantastic stretch just a bit more, just to see how it would look in future projects.
Yeah,
Because we seen
the
like a glimpse of it, but it wasn't enough. That scene where he drinks the tea, that kind of threw me off as well. Where like he's everything going like all wonky. He's like, "What did you do?" You know, and all that, and all that. Um,
the T.
yeah, yeah. Remember when he invited him to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and then they were sitting down having tea, and then that's when he passes out, and then they get
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't like that effect either. When everything gets all like contorted and
yeah,
it's
it's
all
weird.
it actually like gets like wonky. I don't know how else to explain it.
It's,
But,
it's,
like
it's,
just
it's
like
just
you said,
weird.
it's like the whole screen stretches out and there's a yeah. I don't like that effect either. They could have done something else, especially
Um,
for a thing that revolves around magic.
yeah,
They could have done something more than like the stock, like the stock effect for passing out or like getting blurry. Everything's getting
yeah,
weird. That was weird. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. When they're in like the house with like Mordo or whatever, and
yeah.
then he wakes up and then they're in the cells. Yeah, that was weird.
And then another thing that I like in the movie was honestly some of the fight scenes. Now, don't get me wrong, like most of them were really cool, but again with because when it comes to someone like Scarlet Witch, like she was really overpowered in this movie. There was that souls or whatever like that. He used them as a cape. That was really cool. But then when we see him fight Scarlet Witch at the end,
Wait, he was using what as a cape? You
uh,
were cutting out a little bit.
all the souls.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then when we see him fight Scarlet Witch at the end, he was he was sidelined, and then the final fight, quote unquote, was with Chavez and Scarlet Witch, which again,
Yeah, like I said, she got like the friendly punch or whatever. Like everyone rejoiced. It
yeah,
wasn't like a big impactful hit or anything. It was just like it was like a. It wasn't like a heavy hit punch. It was more of a rejoice and like meaningful punch.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then she realized she was wrong. Whatever.
she
She saw whatever's in the portal and
she
yeah.
she tried to pull in real life anime moment again. That's because it
No,
doesn't work.
that's a.
Yeah, and like again, like it doesn't work for the film. But Zochi, like I will say, because that's I believe that's how you say her name. It starts
Like
with
the actress
an
for
X.
Chavez.
Yeah, for Chavez.
Oh.
Zochi Gomez, like I think that she did a great job. I mean, like she brings light to America because that character is actually really like angry because she lost her two moms and all that, and they had Zochi more grounded and more like happy, go lucky kind of.
She's a lot more lighthearted in
Yeah,
this.
yeah. She's a lot more.
I don't even think she felt any like anger at all.
Yeah, no.
Actually,
She,
only like maybe she was depressed a little bit when the
yeah.
flashbacks of her mom
Even when
and
she
whatnot.
was being killed by Doctor Strange in the beginning, she still didn't really have any resentment to him in the other
Yeah,
versions. And she made it seem like she just actually no they did say that she went to like 73 these different types of multiverses, which I find that hard to believe because the only time she goes these multiverses is when or rather she can't control her powers. Yet she's been to all these multiverses, and
yeah.
the only way to activate them
That
is
was weird.
when she gets scared. So
How many times you gotta get scared to go
yeah,
through 70? Control my powers. I would go through every one of them every hour of the day. I'd abuse
yeah,
that power if I was her, dude. I'd be living in in that paint world the rest of my life
and clearly she's
for no reason at all, just because I want to be paint.
yeah, and she said that she was there for a bit because she said that it's really hard to eat there or whatever
Oh
like that.
yeah, she did. Couldn't chew or something. Yeah, I remember her saying that it's hard to eat. I don't know what she said specifically, but I remember that. And then yeah, all the other ones.
Is there anything that you didn't like about the movie?
Well, you brought up the points or whatever, and we talked about it like together.
Right.
So I think that covers everything.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Uh,
One thing I wanted to say before, I want to go back to the Ultron thing or the Superior Iron Man thing. That would have explained the Ultron bots too.
yeah, because
And I really wish I could have just seen that design in the MCU. I get if it was what did you say? It was I forgot the word. Licensing
licensing, yeah.
reasons. Yeah, it would have yeah, that makes sense. I just wish we could have saw that design or whatnot
Because
in it. That would have been cool.
Robert's contract is up, and I don't think that they can just use the character, even though they have the rights to it. They would,
That would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense too. If his contract is up, they wouldn't use him. I don't know, I wish I could have just saw him. And yeah, the fans really did overhype it. Like people were expecting. People should be happy that we didn't see Deadpool or we didn't see like Toby's Spider-Man. They would have got murked in a second. Like you see how fast everyone else died.
yeah,
Like,
that everybody
like
died
oh my.
tragically.
Actually, Deadpool would have worked, but he's not Illuminati level.
Yeah,
So
and also
neither Spider-Man.
he's not a serious character as well. So like he probably came through,
Yeah,
said like
it would not have worked.
some joke, and then walked away.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they put him in like one of the multiverses though in the background, like waving at the camera. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
But that's like the most you could do for with Deadpool.
I
He's not a serious character.
there was a scene where like they're going through all the multiverses, and we get a couple of shots. Again, it was too fast to really like capture anything, but I know that there was something about the living tribunal, um,
Yeah, I did see that.
where like
But
the
in this,
three
it was
heads.
three heads.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
three
instead of
heads.
I know the comic version's like a body and then like one big head with like three faces. I did see that, and there was like three heads this time.
Yeah, so
So that's a thing. That's an existing thing that we've seen in the MCU now.
and then
So we know
we
that's
see
we
that
know.
giant pig-headed baby thing, and I believe Guardians of the Galaxy. I forget who that is because like it's one of those characters like mm, um uh
A big-headed
a big
baby.
kid like I don't know his name. Um,
A big-headed baby.
because
The Watcher?
I want to say it's the Watcher.
No, I don't think that was in Guardians.
Because when I
Or
think about like a big
wait,
headed
was it?
baby, I think about the guys from Green Lantern, but they're obviously in the different universes.
Big baby. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And I think of MODOK, but I don't think we'll see him. I mean,
Yeah.
he might be I wouldn't be surprised if he's like the villain for Fantastic Four, because like that's something that they can do where like, he's not like big, where like he's not like too big scale. Because like, the Fantastic Four, like a lot of their villains are like more alien-like. So if they were gonna do,
I'm pretty sure they're making a thing with MODOK already
uh, uh, um,
for one of the shows. I think. But I'm not sure. I think I've seen something about that.
oh, well, because like
I'm not sure
again,
though.
like Doctor Strange, I mean not Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, he's been done like three times already. He was the villain for the old Fantastic Four movies twice. And then for the reboot, he was the villain. And then we got him. Did we get him again after that?
I'm not sure, but I looked it up. I don't think MODOK was used. I guess I lied. I guess what I read was wrong, or was a lie or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Um, they could use MODOK. I'm still hoping for Doctor Doom for Fantastic Four. I would say Galactus, but they would have to build him for years, like how they did Thanos. So that would be a while until we see him.
Yeah, because like the entire world of superheroes would have to fight him,
Yeah.
or
The
rather,
Avengers are going too, so they won't even have a
I
factor
don't
in it.
think they'd fight him because you can't fight that guy. I mean, the best thing they can do is like negotiate with him because Silver Surfer with him, he
Him too.
Galactus was gonna eat his planet, and he basically offered himself as his servant. So the agreement was to leave, to leave his planet so his people could live, and then Galactus would go eat the other planets instead. So I don't know.
Galactus. The thing is so simple, but it's so complicated in the stories that they use.
Yeah,
Like his thing is just eating planets, and they make it so complicated and so complex. Well, it's not a bad thing.
yeah,
I'm a fan of it, but yeah, he takes a lot of build up.
and it works
And yeah,
because he,
Silver Surfer too. They got to tease him. We haven't even, I don't even think we've met him. But we haven't, and not even like a tease or hint or anything.
no,
I think at least.
the only time that we seen him on screen was Fantastic Four 2. And I like that movie because it has a pretty excuse me, it has some pretty
You're good.
iconic scenes with obviously Johnny Storm. Oh, by the way, I thought it was teased that Chris Evans was gonna come in as again because
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, because a lot of people forget, that Chris Evans was Johnny Storm first before he was
Yeah,
Captain
he
America.
played him in the. Was it the first Fantastic Four movie
Yeah,
that was made?
both of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah. He was in the one with Silver Surfer too.
yeah, yeah, and
That'd be interesting.
there
That'd
was
be
that
interesting.
cool fight or chase scene where Silver Surfer shows up during Sue and Reed's wedding, and he goes on the whole chase thing, and then on Contact, Silver Surfer made it so that way when Johnny touches somebody, he can transfer his powers over, and it was like a nice little thing that he had going on, and those movies were just great for their time. Again, like I would love this now, like not like too old, but I think having her back would just like not be great.
That's interesting. I don't think they're gonna use Chris Evans again
Yeah, no,
for
definitely
because
not.
they already used Cap. They already used Cap, so I think that just goes out the window. But that's an interesting thing, though.
And if they're not gonna
I really
use,
wonder who they would cast for Johnny.
and also I was thinking about like how the thing will how Ben would look as well because in the
Yeah,
reboot he looked really bad. Like I didn't like him because he was a bit more like
created CGI too, wasn't it?
huh?
It was supposed to look good. Wasn't that reboot like actually like recent or like not that recent but relatively recent? Like
It
where
was
it had like the updated CGI and
2014, I
stuff.
want to say it was. But I didn't like the movie. Like I watched half of it and I turned it off because it was really bad writing, casting. When you you know mess things up, like for example, um, what can I think? Michael B. Jordan played him, right? And
Yeah.
these characters are white, right? He's clearly black, and Sue. Him and Johnny are like actual brother and sister. In the movie, Sue is a, adopted, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Uh,
It
yeah.
just wasn't good. So I think when they come back, I mean, you can't mess things like that up because they have years of source material, and also too with the old 2004 movies or with that with Ben especially, that like they when it came to him and his character, I believe they pay like uh his character wasn't CGI. It was all makeup and special effects or like that. So that way he was actually able to move and function in that suit while they filmed the movie, which 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 was really cool. And I believe in the reboot he was all CGI. Now I didn't see him on screen because, like I said, I literally watched half the movie and just turned it off
Turn it
because
off.
I was just so mad. I said, "Yo, why? Like, who gave this the okay?"
Hmm. And I'm just hoping, really going forwards, they really do justice with that and everything else. Multiverse of Madness has opened a lot, it's opened a lot more than just portals. So I'm really hoping they do justice to Fantastic Four, X Men, and whatever else comes with the aftermath of this movie. I'm really excited to see more of it.
Yeah, yeah, man. The Avengers, and the thing is with Marvel Phase 4, Kevin has already come out and said that because we seen this in Moon Knight. I told you, like when as the story continued around like episodes 4 and 5, we see Layla.
Wait, I don't know why. Earlier I was talking about Moon Knight. I don't know why I said I don't know how far you are into it. I know you finished it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
an idiot.
that's not good. It's not good.
I'm an idiot. I wasn't thinking.
Kevin has come out and said that going forward, that most of the newer characters will be all female, and he's gonna see that's not gonna work out for him. But because we kind of see that, especially when we came to Moon Knight, where or even in Doctor Strange, where like all the girls are like really just overpowered characters, and like they don't have any like substance to them. They're just
Yeah.
overpowered. Because when it came to Layla, she fought that beast thing on episode like 4 or 5 when they were in the cave, and she won. She fought an armed vehicle by herself with a flare and won.
Yeah.
And then she got a suit and powers at the end. Now, I wasn't mad at that, but like, cause like I assumed that she was gonna become Khonshu's next avatar. Cause I was telling you, like I wouldn't be surprised if she got the powers of
Thankfully they
Moon
didn't.
Knight. Yeah, like they didn't go that route. But she did get her own costume, and the next time we see her will be probably in a big uh Avengers
I
level
really
movie.
hope I really hope her and well mostly Moon Knight makes it to like the rest of the movies in MCU. I was gonna say Marvel can't write movies with female protagonists.
They can't be,
I realize that. They focused Doctor Strange on Wanda,
but doesn't
but
want
she
to.
wasn't the main character. But it was still it worked really well, and they focused on her more than they sidelined Strange a bit, and focused on her, and it still came out a pretty good movie. Like, it was better than it was good. But like Black Widow, Captain Marvel,
Yeah, Black
you know what
Widow,
I mean?
Captain Marvel.
Like
Yeah,
I don't know why they can't write well when the female character is like a main like,
yeah,
protagonist,
because even when it came,
and it's not a bad thing. It's just on them
yeah,
kind of
and
thing.
then even when it came to Hawkeye, I already knew that when they talk about Hawkeye, that they were gonna only really refer to Kate and not Bart. But, or is it Bart or is it something else? It's Barton, Clint. Sorry.
It's oh yeah, Clint
But
Barton.
in that show, now I like Haley Steinfeld, and I let my love of Haley Steinfeld obscure my judgment for the show. It wasn't bad, But Haley, that's another really unlikable character. But I think Haley did a good job playing because she wasn't too like over the top about it, but like she wasn't also underwhelming as well. Like she really wanted to be a superhero, but Clinton was like, "Yo, this is serious. You can't be doing this kind of stuff." Especially not on your own. And then we seen Yelena, which I liked kind of, but like in Hawkeye, she didn't do it for me. And now with because I know the trailer just dropped for Thor. We all know
I was gonna bring that up too.
who
Yeah,
that movie's for.
yeah,
Y-
and I'm sure it's probably gonna be good. Again, they're probably gonna factor like a lot of the focus on her,
yeah,
and Thor is gonna be the main character, and it's still gonna be good. For some reason, they just can't write as well for movies with female like protagonists. I don't know why. Like even when, yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna repeat myself.
yeah, because
But yeah, I don't know. It's
the
weird.
thing is with turning all these characters. So the thing with Thor, right? Because he's like stepping down, right? Even though that's not Thor at all. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth's contract is probably up, so this is his last and final stretch after his trilogy. This is called what, Thor: Love and Thunder. So like Jane will come in, right? Because we've seen her in the trailer. She comes in, grabs a hammer. During that fight, she's gonna be really cool and much overpowered, even though she has like a really broken hammer. Which I don't know why she has the broken hammer when I thought that they brought back the old hammer from Endgame, right? So theoretically,
No, yeah, no. Cap brought it back.
yeah, Cat brought it back.
Remember, he like has the case of Infinity Stones, and then he picks up
Yeah,
Mjolnir with it, and yeah, he brought it back. They could have kept it actually, especially since they didn't. On Endgame's weird because they tried making the point about how the past doesn't affect
future and
the
then
future,
it's just weird.
but then Cap is old. I have no
It's
idea.
just weird.
I don't know. I still enjoy the movie, but like I don't know, some things are really complicated or don't make sense fully.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
but
I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited for Thor too.
yeah, but when it comes when it comes to Love and Thunder, with Thor stepping down and kind of carrying on his mantle, um, they can't call. I mean, they probably will, but like, see, the thing is with Thor, right? Is like he's not a when it comes to like because we'll be seeing with Falcon and it's a and he becomes Captain Falcon. With Thor, you can't pass that on because that's his name. So like Jane, like calling Jane Thor, that's Thor is not a superhero name. Like that's like his actual name. So
Yeah.
so I don't know how they're
His
gonna.
legal name is Thor
Yeah,
Odinson.
his name is Thor. So when Thor goes to step down and do whatever it is that he does, I mean, the new quote unquote Thor will be Jane or Lady Thor. I think it would have been better if they did like Sif because she's at least her own character, Lady Sif, or because I don't think we've seen Sif in all the movies, have we? Like, and not even in Thor 1. I don't
No,
remember.
I don't think so.
Um,
You know, it'd be cool to see in that movie. Beta Ray Bill.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
really cool
yeah.
to see.
I was just about to mention him because Bill. Oh yeah, he would be a perfect replacement for Thor because for one, he's his own character. He's really cool and he can wield the hammer as well. Because like Thor was like seen
Hell yeah.
planting Stormbreaker. He can give it to Bill.
Yeah. I saw a comic of Moon Knight controlling Mjolnir because it's made of moon rock, and that's what one of his abilities the Conjure gives him in the comics, and it's sick. And he like defeats Thor by like wielding Mjolnir and using it against him, and then using all these moons that he can control because of Khonshu, and like bringing it towards Thor and like crashing into him and defeating Thor. And it was sick. I would love to see that in MCU. It's probably never gonna happen, but I would love that.
Yeah, because I mean, if they had that whole scene where Cap uses the hammer, which was really cool to see. But again, with moving, if because we also can't forget, we got the great Captain Marvel sequel coming out. The Marvels, right? Oh, bro, yo, I was thinking to myself because when the Miss Marvel trailer had for the actress playing this character, because that show is not going to do well objectively, because Miss Marvel is
Miss Marvel.
yeah, because
Oh
the
yeah, I
best
forgot it was a
people
show.
know at all. Her comic books don't do well at all. Her character,
They really know her from the Avengers game, if we're being
yeah, the
honest.
Avengers
That's
game,
really the only source of popularity that she's gotten recently at all.
yeah, and like she's just not
And that, even that didn't do well.
yeah, and like she's oh yeah, no, that game is so poor. She's not a good character, and then like you could tell that they don't even think that she's a good character because they had to change her whole power set. And the actress playing her too, like she doesn't look like a superhero. Like, cause like see the thing is right, like actors do matter. Like not just
Oh yeah,
it,
for everything. Like we're talking about, like we said, how they actually care about the role and like they enjoy who they're playing and
yeah.
whatnot. Like that, it's a big part of this, like the superhero industry, comic book movies.
Yeah, like
And it should be
the
a thing.
characters have to look like the character. That actress, I mean, like
They don't even give her powers in the show, do they?
she has
I'm
like
pretty sure they gave her like
yeah,
new
yeah,
power, like energy or something, cosmic energy,
yeah.
something like that,
She
by like
had
a
like these
wristband.
cosmic bracelets from like probably her favorite. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
by the way
weird.
too, like
I don't know what's up with that.
I know that this is comic accurate, but like her favorite superhero is Captain Marvel. That's so disgusting. The only
Of all the
of all
characters,
characters too.
at least they're taking it from the
She's
comics.
not even on planet though. Like in the MCU. So like where does I don't understand where this love comes from because Captain Marvel, her movie was set in the past. She's been off world ever since. After
Her movie was.
during Endgame, she got completely annihilated. And then after that, I mean, where does Miss Marvel even really fit? Because I mean, unless her show is set in the past too, but that still would not work.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's modern.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
can't be
fine.
that
Okay.
back.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it doesn't make sense because she's not part of any Avengers
the
thing.
only reason they can make it work is if she wasn't affected by the snap, or she wasn't, or like her family or something was affected by the snap, and she wasn't, and she saw what or like Captain Marvel did in order to save like everyone or whatever.
I
But
don't,
it wasn't even her. It was like Iron Man.
I don't think
Like I
anybody
don't think she did much.
was filming when the whole thing went down.
Probably not. Anyone in that radius besides like the superpowered beings or whatever
Yeah,
probably died. You already have
I
superpowers,
like it.
which would make sense.
It it
But I don't know.
it doesn't make sense for Captain Marvel to be her favorite character when it comes to the MCU because out of nowhere. And I mean, honestly, it's really because like they're not calling it Captain Marvel 2, they're calling it the Marvels, right? Because we got to see what's her name? Not I don't think her name is Jessica. It might be Jessica, but the black chick, Jessica Rambeau, who's really beautiful by the way. She made her debut
Yeah,
in WandaVision, and she got
I
her
know you're talking about.
Spectre powers,
I
whatever they're
forgot she was
called.
like a Marvel.
Yeah, and that movie is gonna be shot out. I like I didn't want to go see Captain Marvel. I was like forced, so that's the reason why seen it. But I mean, because we all know how Brie Larson is off like her coworkers, and when it comes to something like Miss Marvel, right, a character again that nobody and you see this young actress coming in, playing this so important role, again in a show that nobody asked for, and the big thing about her character that'll probably be like a big selling point again is that like she's like Muslim and that they could have her do that and she's like brown. Now I could be completely wrong, right? Because we seen that in with American Chavez is that I thought that she was gonna be like a big push for the agenda, but I just don't see that this show doing well in fan base or like that. Of course there will be people to watch it, but I think overall though again like no one knows who this character is,
Yeah, I
and
don't know, I'll check. I think everybody's gonna check it out. We're gonna force ourselves to some point, but I guess we'll see. Um, do you have any more points of Doctor Strange?
no, I mean again, like I'm gonna just to kind of bring it all back. If just to kind of close it out. If you are a fan of the comics and you consider yourself like a huge nerd, this movie is not for you. Kevin does not care about the fans and their parents who pay for them to come to see these
I
movies.
mean, not in this movie. The monster's eyeballs flying out. The dude's skull blew up from inside of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Besides,
definitely a more
Reed
Sam
Richards, his
Raimi
thing
movie.
definitely, his death
Uh,
was. He definitely deserved more of
i-
like a worthy death
in
of getting
closing,
split up.
if you're gonna see this movie, watch it as a movie. Don't think about the plot. Don't think about why this is here and there. Just think about. Just watch it
Yeah, that's not bad
for
advice.
the visuals and the fight scene. No wrong.
Cut out. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, the biggest takeaways from this movie is probably just the big things that set up for the future of the MCU and what happens. We already talked about the eyeball, didn't we? And oh wait, the post-credit scene.
Post credit scene.
Um,
He walks
I mean, there's
outside.
not
He
really much to talk
screams,
about.
and there's an eyeball.
Yeah, and then the lady comes and puts him
Yeah,
in a portal.
whoever that
That's
was.
yeah. I looked it up. That says like Supreme or like Sister Supreme or something like that, or Sister Strange. I don't know. It was something
Sister
along the lines.
Strange.
Or
Wow.
Mistress maybe. Mistress. I'm not sure who it was. It was a comic book character. I know that. I'm not sure. I don't know. We don't really know much of that. So we'll have to see what the MCU presents to us, and we'll talk about it when it
She's
comes out.
his replacement.
I don't know, but the eyeball thing, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that sums up the thoughts. We talked for a while, so it's gonna be a long video, but that's alright. No worries there. But like we said, Doctor Strange opened up a lot more than just portals, and there's a lot to come from this, and a lot to branch out to the rest of the MCU. So we'll see what happens next, and then MCU and what's coming forth, and what's in the future.
Captain Marvel.
But it has been the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness spoiler talk, I guess. It's a very long video, I'm pretty sure. But I guess we'll see when it's in. But thank you for joining me. Subscribe, like, comment, etc., etc. The common stuff you hear everywhere else on YouTube. Go follow my boy on SoundCloud, Low Discouraged. Go check it out. And then if you want to check the other videos out, you can check my channel out. Like I said, sub, like, comment. But this has been the spoiler talk. Thank you for joining us and hearing us out. You've gotten this far, especially. And thank you. I appreciate it greatly. This has been Ghosty, joined by Little Discouraged, and thank you. I bid you all farewell.